Hello, welcome back to part 4, I believe, of my MegaMek tutorial. In this episode, we're going to be covering how to play a basic game of Battletech. So we have the game set up here. If you followed the last couple of tutorials, you'll see how to do this. We do have our own starting areas now. I'm starting north, the bot is starting south. The pilots are on par with each other. They're both a 4 gunner and a 5 pilot. This will affect the roles involved in the game. And we're going to go ahead and hit done. So this pops the scenario up right here. The board is kind of randomly generated a lot of the times. You can go in and select the specific board you want, but we went with a random one this time. This here is your initiative phase. So this is the very first thing that happens every turn. You roll for initiative. I rolled a 6, the opponent rolled an 8. That means I have to move first. Why does that matter? In Battletech, having the initiative means you go first, which sounds pretty cool, right? It sounds like a big advantage. However, that means the opponent gets to see what you did and they get to respond to you. They have the initiative. So after deployment phase, I have the initiative this round. This won't matter too much because we're still kind of far away from each other. So the bot has to go first. There you go. As you can see, it's charging towards me. It's being a little bit aggressive. Now, movement. How does movement work in Battletech? So typically, you go one hex at a time. That is the traditional way of moving in Battletech. Over here on the right, you'll see your little scorecard here for your Centurion. Right here, you see it says the movement. It's a biped mech. That means it moves on 2 feet. There are um, 4-legged mechs. I think there's like 3-legged mechs. I'm not even sure. It gets kind of crazy later on. But they can walk 4. They can run 6. The run speed is always 1.5 higher than your movement. So if I had a 5 walk, something that walked 5, I could run 8. If I had something that walked 6, I could run 9. So what does that mean? Everything in this game that your mech does affects your piloting rolls and your gunnery rolls. So walking, for example, makes it harder for you to shoot the enemy because your mech's moving, right? So if you're on the move, it's a little bit harder for you to shoot. It adds a +1 to the roll, to the difficulty of the roll that you have to roll in order to hit them. So right now we are a 4 or 5 pilot. So let's pretend we were at point blank range with the enemy. Nobody moved, nobody did anything. We would have to roll 4s to hit each other on 2d6, 2 dice, 2 6-sided dice. Battletech is a 2d6 base game. You just need 2 dice to play the game. We need 4s. However, if the opponent walked in this, everything else was the same, they would need 5s to hit me, and I would need 4s. So why move, right? Well, the reason why you want to move is because if you move a certain distance each turn, there will be a modifier to the enemy to hit you. So the faster you're moving, the harder it is to hit you. So for example, if I walked forward 1, and you can see right here, they've added this cool little modifier here to show you what kind of bonus you're getting. If I walked forward 1, it's no harder to hit me than if I stood still. What if I go 2? Same thing. What if I go 3? There you go. There's your first breakpoint. 3 gets you a moving modifier of 1. So it's 1 harder to hit you, and it's 1 harder for you to hit them because you walked. If you can get your mech to go 5 hexes, which we can't right now due to this terrain, it will be a +2 to hit you. And again, you're walking adds a +1 to hit the enemy. If you have to run, it adds a +2 to hit the enemy. Hopefully this is making sense. There are charts out there which will explain all this stuff, the movement modifiers. Actually, I can get up to a +5. So moving forward on flat terrain costs you 1. So move forward 1, move forward, that costs 2. But in order to go here, I have to turn. So pivoting Holding down Shift button and clicking, that costs 1 as well. You can also go like this. You can go down here to the bottom. You can hit turn and change your facing. I like to just hold down the Shift button. So that costs 1 as well. And then moving forward costs another 1. However, if you're going up and down, and the reason why this is kind of shaded out is because I can't see the ground there because it's like a drop off. Like you have to get close. Now I can see it. So there are dead zones in the ground here. Going up a level or going down a level costs you 1. So 1, 2, instead of 3, it costs 4, costs 2 essentially to go down, so it brings it to 4. And then I'm going 5 of my speed, which gets me 4 hexes. And if I go 6, I've moved 5 hexes now. I get that +2 for the enemy to hit me. I also have a +2 penalty to hit the enemy because I ran. So you can now hover over the enemy here, and this will give you the information. You see there in yellow, I can't pull my mouse off to point to it, but you'll see where it says Centurion in red, Princess in red. Under that, it's in yellow, or gold, maybe it says it ran 5. So he basically ran. He's doing the same thing I did, where he moved a certain number of hexes. He went down 1 hex, and then he went forward 1. So he used up 6 of his movement, but he can only go 5 hexes. So we would be on equal footing right here. So I'm going to go ahead and hit move. And the bot immediately shoots at me because, it's very fast. And then you have your weapons panel here. Now, some of these mechs have a lot of weaponry in here. It doesn't quite fit. You can grab your little scorecard and expand it if you need to. This shows you all your weapons that you can use. Now, the enemy is 3 hexes away from me, so let's take a look. The AC-10, which is an autocannon 10, you look down here, you can see that the short range on it is 1 to 5, so I'm within short range. The long range missiles, the short range is 1 to 7, I'm within short range. However, it has a minimum range on it. So there's a penalty. So basically, if they're 6 away from you, it's a +1 to hit them because the long range missiles are not meant to be fired close range. And for every hex closer than that, it's another +1/+1. You'll see, I'll click on them. I'll select the LRMs. You can go right here. And right here in this panel, I need a 13 to hit, which is impossible on 2 dice. But you'll see the breakdown of it. It says I'm a 4 gunnery. The attacker ran, so I need a +2 to hit him, so I'm already at a 6. I ran, I'm the attacker, so I need a 6 to hit. The target moved 5 to 6 hexes, so I need another +2. I'm already at an 8. And then that right there, the minimum range. I'm within minimum range, so it's another +4, brings you up to 12. And the target has partial cover. The reason why it's partial cover is because of this hex right here. He's on a level 0 hex. He's standing behind a level 1 hex, so his lower body is covered. What we can do here to help represent that is go up to View on the top of your screen, turn on Isometric View. Where is my Isometric View? I might already have it turned on due to the shading of it. Hang on. Where is my Isometric? I'm going to look really stupid. There it is. There we go. You can see now that he's kind of he's behind that hill. You can see the little drop-offs for each piece of the train. So he already has an advantage over me for being in partial cover. Now the medium laser right here has a 1 to 3 short range, so he's within short range. So we're going to choose the autocannon 10. We're going to fire it. We're going to choose the medium laser. We're going to fire it, and we're going to ignore the long range missile because it's impossible to hit with. And this medium laser right here shoots into your rear, like shoots behind you in case a mech gets behind you. So we're going to hit done. And you'll see right here the screen that shows you if anyone hit, nobody hit. We all failed to hit. All right, that's movement and shooting. Hope it helps. I'll see you in the next one.